sort of back to winning ways. You must be delighted with that.
Yeah, really pleased, and as much as I'm obviously delighted with the 5 points, which is all you can get out of the game, I'm probably more pleased with the overall control we had. It looked like we had complete control of the game for large periods. Obviously the second half took a little bit of getting through, mainly because London Irish got some territory, partly through some mistakes by us, partly through some good kicking and some good territorial play by them. But ultimately, you know, we scored those tries at the end. The 5-point win is very satisfying. As I said, only to concede 7 points in any game of Premiership rugby is pretty good, especially at the moment where everyone's playing. So I've just said to the lads that the important thing is that we're going through the gears. That's the important thing. Is what we can't do is kind of stutter. You've got to kind of keep putting your foot down on the pedal. I thought we were pretty good last week at Gloucester. We were better and a little bit more composed today, and we've got to be better when we got to Worcester on Friday.
You weren't a million miles away last week, but today was again another step up, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know, it's different things, isn't it? You know, it's going away from home on a Friday to being back at home for your first Premiership game. You know, London Irish had a big emotional performance last week. You know, at Twickenham, you know, they will have had things happen in that game that we haven't had. You know, so that's how it works. You know, week by week is the battle. You know, week by week is the thing you've got to cherish. And what it really felt like today, it felt great for me to see the players going out there enjoying themselves, expressing themselves, and really taking part in the game for themselves. Because that's what I want to see. I want to see them enjoying themselves game by game. You know, where we'll end up is where we'll end up. You deal with that. You know, you shouldn't try and play a season going, oh, I hope we get to a final again, and forget to enjoy the season. The important thing for rugby players is to play really well today and enjoy the game today and enjoy the challenges, and then enjoy having a few beers with his mates now, and then we start again on Monday. And we've got to make sure we don't forget that it's a week by week process, and that we're going to enjoy every step of the way. As
you say, you saw the attack first half in particular, big period of defence second half, and then you finished very strongly again.
Yeah, I mean, and I think in some ways it was starting to get the second half was starting to get a little bit frustrating. Obviously we started the second half well, we knock over the penalty that takes us beyond 3 scores. We're doing everything perfectly, we're kicking well for position, because it was hard to play, it was greasy out there. So we're doing most things really well, but the game just felt like it was almost petering out, didn't it? And London Irish got a few repeat pieces of possession in our third, put us under an amount of pressure. Then to concede a try was a little frustrating, because there was a great opportunity to nil a scoreboard, which is something, like I said, again, you've got to cherish. But then our response to conceding the try was fantastic. You know, for the last 7-8 minutes, all we do is go after the try, and we only get in 2. And I think that probably shows the patience of the players, but also how hard they're prepared to work for the full 80 minutes.
And it's given you the perfect lift to take into next week, which you know was going to be tough.
Yeah, well, as you tick along, I always talk about, you know, collecting points, and 6 points after 2 is pretty good. You know, if you that's how you've got to look at it. And now we've got to get ourselves settled in again. I said to the players, we've got to make the most of the advantage we've got over Worcester, which is we've got a day's more preparation and days more recovery, because they're playing tomorrow. And we've got to take full advantage of that. Make sure we do the right things tomorrow on Monday. And make sure we're massively energetic when we go up to Worcester next Friday.
Dr. Baxter.
Yes.
Nick White at scrum half. He seemed to have a pretty accomplished game. Are you pleased with that?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with Nick, and the truth is, I know there's a lot more to come out of him. There's going to be a lot more that's going to, you know, come in the future, which is great. I mean, at the moment, you can see like his basics are fantastic. The length of his kick, as a perfect example, on a day like today when there's wind and there's rain, and territory is going to be important, was huge. And he's getting more and more comfortable within the side and within what we're doing, and that's the important thing. The important thing is not necessarily, I know it sounds strange, the important thing is not how some of the lads are playing now. The important thing is how they're going through the gears and how they're improving and how they're settling in. And for the new players, you know, I expect them to be way better in 6 months' time than they are now, and they're going pretty well now. Right. And I think that's the nice thing. It's same for Matt Kovacic, who had some more game time today. You know, all of these things are steps along the progress we want to see them make.
His passing's pretty long as well as his kicking, isn't it?
His basics are fantastic. You know, his basics and the crispness of what he does as a scrum half are fantastic. He's a real competitor as well. He's a good defender. And as I said, I think what you've seen so far, you've just seen why we went out to try and sign an international quality scrum half, because we've got good players here, but it is always about progressing, and some of that you do with how you progress your own players, and some of it you do with who you bring in.
The young boys will benefit from him as well, won't they?
Yeah, the young players. There should be no better training ground for guys like Stu Townsend and Jack Maunder than to be working with someone like Nick. You know, and have that competition with him, but also, you know, have that training time with him. And as I say, I think we'll benefit all ways round. I've really been impressed with how Nick started, and as I say, and I also know how hard he's working to tick on, because there are some things within our systems and within our processes that are not second nature to him yet. But he's only played 2 games of rugby. and those will come, and I think you'll start to see him become even more of particularly more of an attacking threat as the season goes on.
Don Armand epitomised this team again today, didn't he?
Yeah, Don was very good again. I thought Sam Simmons was outstanding again. You know, he's a young guy who's really driving us forward. I think he's, you know, if anything, you know, you look at him in that back row combination with Dom, they're getting us on the front foot. They're doing a lot of good things. I think, you know, Dave Dennis gives us a real solidity in that pack again. Mitch being back adds a little bit of bulk, and obviously a couple of front row. You know, Tom Francis did really well. I mean, I complimented the forwards, you know, at half time, because what really made it hard for London Irish to get a foothold in the game was we were very competitive at every set piece. So although our more took a little while to function, theirs never really got any progress really massively from it, and their scrum never really got penalties for them to get field position. And those are huge moments in a game that's wet and windy. If you can control a set piece, you can control pretty much the whole game. And I thought that's what we did.
What does Don have to do to get called up by England now?
Oh, it's not for me to say. You know, these things are not for me to say. All I can do is say to the players that you play well every week. You try and drive the team forward. You drive yourself forward, and what will be, and you'll look after your international career with the quality of how you play. All right, great.